Black Lives Matter, there was an original one that started in the ground in St. Louis. The reason I know this is because the last time I spoke in St. Louis, my phone kept blowing up, and I don't normally answer the phone if I don't know who you are. I let you leave a voicemail, and then I decide if I'm gonna call back. But my phone kept blowing up, and I said I gotta take this call. I took the call. It was the founders of the original Black Lives Matter who were on the ground with Michael Brown and the whole joint, and they said, Dr. Umar, they stole our name, they stole our movement, they said this was a grassroots thing, and then the lesbian squad came in and snatched it. Copyrighted the name, trademarked it, and everything. Yeah. The Black Lives Matter. Now, don't get me wrong, I want to be clear. I want to separate the leadership from the membership. There's good people in Black Lives Matter. I've spoken at Black Lives Matter. I'll march with them in protest. There's good people, so I'm not throwing out the young folks who trying to do the best they can for the community. That ain't my issue. But the just like the NAACP, I know a lot of good people in the NAACP. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the leadership in the organization. Black Lives Matter was founded intentionally so that it could become an LBGT front to take over the traditional heterosexual male and female-led civil rights movement. In other words, we're going to co-opt the black struggle and we're going to redirect it into LGBT channels. That was the purpose of Black Lives Matter.
Corporations that gave this group the big tons of money.
Big tons of money. You see that it got 90 million. That's the big thing now that it collected 90 million. You see Michael Brown dad said, I need 20. And guess what? He's entitled to that. Y'all used his son's image. All of them. Breonna Taylor, Eric Garner. Because Black Lives Matter, they are good with their marketing. They stay out in the forefront. So naturally, if you want to give, you're going to give to them.
Who funds it?
George Soros is one of the funders, right? But with that 90 million that they collected from black people, they should be redistributing that. And the first thing you need to be doing is going to the families of all of the police genocide victims and making sure they comfortable. Because some of them ain't got no money. Did you see Tamir Rice's mom? They gave her son's estate, what was it, a $5.5 million settlement, something like that. After all the lawyers got paid, she was left with less than $1 million. You see that? So Black Lives Matter should be going to her saying, listen, you go $3 million from the gate. Take care of those who are responsible for the money you raise. And let me be honest, maybe they're doing that. You understand me? So I do want to be respectful and say maybe they are taking some steps to rectify the financial contradictions. But they better do it fast. Because right now, people are looking at them as like some stone cold hustlers right now. With that $90 million raised, and ain't none of it went to the families of the victims. So, who knows?
So quick follow-up question to everything you just said. You touched on the word ally. So in addition to, obviously, we do have the economic clout here in the United States to fund, like you said.
Absolutely.
But besides that, and correct me if I'm wrong, I believe at one time Gaddafi, I could be wrong, was giving the nation, Farrakhan, in this case, like $5 million some time ago, and he had to give it back,
Right.
With that being said, do you see any allies like anywhere else, Dubai, I'm just using it as an example, anywhere else that might be an ally for us, whether it's here in the
I
United
wouldn't
States?
trust another race. I believe that at this point in human history, every non-African group has weaponized their identity against African people. Somebody asked me a question the other day about the Fred Hampton movie and the Black Panther Party of yesterday and their ideology. And they said that I agree with the ideology, although the Black Panthers are my heroes, and they are. I love the Black Panther Party and what they did, but I do take issue with the politics. For example, all of these non-racial coalitions that they were forming with the poor whites and the Mexicans and this and that, that's not working today. You're out of your mind. Ain't no Mexicans going to unite with no black folks and fight for your equality before they fight for their own. You can forget it, because they understand being in America dictates that they treat you the same way white people treat you. That's part of the rule. When you come to America, you do not side with the blacks, you side with the power structure. And if I'm wrong, can you name one group that has ever come to America that has sided with us? No. I'm not talking about our African family, they family. I'm talking about non-African people. Name one group that's ever came to America and sided with black folks. Ever. None, and they never will. So my issue with the Panthers is with all these coalitions, at some point, they were going to self-destruct. Because at some point, those poor whites are going to get offered a deal from the power structure behind your back. And do you think they're not going to take it? At some point, the Mexicans going to get offered a deal from the power structure behind your back. There is no group that is going to be that loyal to black people that they are willing to set back their own progress to be equal with us. People come to America to get ahead of black people, not to get ahead with black people. So that whole coalition thing that the Panthers did is over. It's over. Now, I don't knock them for doing it. They was in their 20s. The average age of a Black Panther was like 23. They was young, so I got no issue with what they did, right? But is that going to work today? You're out of your mind. Ain't no who we going to unite with? Name me a group in this country that's going to unite with us that we can trust. No damn body. It's over. It's over. We united with the Jews. We united with the Latinos. They used us to drop us off. Now you got black folks saying we should unite with the LBGTs. But they'll use you and drop you off too. Our fight is a solo fight. It's a solo fight. And we do not want to admit, well, there's some good white people. Where?